Welcome to a brand new episode of the Red Shield of Central Maryland. My name is Sherryn Gaworecki, and I'm here with both co-hosts. Oh my goodness. We have,
Captain Matthew Tidman.
and we also have.
Reggie Johnson.
So although we had a long hiatus, this is a jam-packed episode, as you can see, and this will be a lot of fun. Now let's get started. Are you in need of food assistance? Each month, we are holding Pantry on the Go in various parts of Central Maryland. We're providing fresh produce thanks to the Maryland Food Bank. And anyone who's dealing with financial insecurities or financial issues and who needs to save up a little bit, just visit our website at www.sa-md.org so you can visit your local Pantry on the Go. Many of our locations, you don't even need ID. It's all complimentary, and it's a week's worth of fresh food. Do you want to give back to your community? So on the weekends, we are looking for volunteers for our CSFP Commodity Supplemental Food Program. Each box that you pack goes to a senior citizen who is enduring food insecurity issues. And it's a week's worth of food, breakfast, lunch, and dinner, and it's very nutritious, and it's backed by the USDA. If you would like to volunteer on the weekends to help, this is a huge help because you're combating hunger. Email our volunteer coordinator, Samantha Bowman, at samantha.bowman@uss.org. Speaking of food, and speaking of giving back, this is like a 2-in-1. Our Feed More mobile canteen needs more volunteers on Fridays to cook batched meals and to serve our Baltimore City street homeless, and to help spearhead feeding initiatives. Are you interested in being part of our army? Well, you got to email Captain Tidman to be a part of our volunteer crew for this initiative, and his email is matthew.tidman, Tidman @uss.org. Did I say uss.salvationarmy.org?
You need the Salvation Army in there, or else you're not going to get there.
This
uss.salvationarmy.org.
Oh my gosh, and this is a Salvation Army podcast. How could I forget this? Mark your calendars for November 4th, and on this day, we not only warmly invite you to come to Hampden Yards from 10 a.m. to 12 p.m. to not only participate in our 5K family fun run, but to be a part of a global surprise. And that's all we're going to say about that. It's just, just come. And
you will be surprised.
You will be surprised.
You're gonna be really surprised. It's gonna be fun. It's gonna be memorable. Maybe even a milestone for some of you. So, two more bits of news before we get to the creme de la creme of the show. Are you in need of Angel Tree Christmas assistance this year? I know many of you are because of inflation, and many people are working 2 to 3 jobs. It's a lot. As always, visit our website, www.sa-md.org, to find more information on registering and signing up. And we have different locations all around Central Maryland. And we're also in the process of posting September Angel Tree registration dates. So stay tuned, because we want to provide love beyond Christmas morning for all the children in need. And that, last but not least, on my part, not on our co-hosts have a lot of cool things to say. It's not too late to give a disadvantaged student living in Central Maryland tools for school. So the Salvation Army is partnering up with Zips Dry Cleaning, 101.9, Mix 106.5 to raise back-to-school supplies for so many kids in need. From the years I've been working here, this is the most demand I've ever seen. I've been getting nonstop phone calls about all these students who need school supplies, and we've been having a really hard time with donations, incredibly hard. So we are kindly asking, if you have any pencils, pens, backpacks, you can visit your local Dollar Tree, Walmart, any school supplies. We would be grateful for that. And also, we're donating a lot of our back-to-school supplies to a local church in West Baltimore, where the kids really, really need the encouragement and a backpack. And as always, for more information where you can donate to a local Zips near you, we have every single Zips participating ZIPS location listed on our website,
So,
www.sa-md.org. And it's not too late. Please donate. And now to the fun part. We have Captain Tidman to the right, and we have Mr. Reggie on the left. So what are your thoughts on students having back to school supplies? And in your many years of experience as a parent, and even with the Salvation Army, why is this important?
Well, Mr. Reggie, when's the last time that you went shopping for school supplies?
oh, it was a long time ago,
Mhm.
but still a pleasant memory.
Yep. Mine was slightly less long ago. We have a 5-year-old, just turned 5 this summer, who's getting ready to start
Beautiful.
his very first year of kindergarten this year.
wow.
Oh,
So
that's beautiful.
Congratulations.
we jumped in the car while we were up on vacation visiting grandma and took grandma with us to the Walmart, and when you get into Walmart, they have all the school supplies set up right there where you walk in, right?
Mhm.
And so we were really blessed because grandma was able to go and buy a lot of school supplies for her grandson who she wanted to see succeed. Um, but the reality is that a lot of the kids in our community don't have that ability. Maybe they have a grandma, but maybe that grandma is in charge of taking care of them full time, and so all the money needs to go for things like food to eat, gas to get them places, and then suddenly you're in a situation where you can't just go, "Hey, grandma, go buy me some school supplies," because the money runs out before the school supplies hits. School
Yes.
supplies is one of those things that is just a necessity for kids in our community. We have so many kids in this community that they're going to be expected to show up on that first day of school with everything. And the teacher's going to say, get out a pencil or get out a piece of paper, and they're going to look in their bag and they're just not going to have it. Um, I mean, how would that make you feel if that were to happen to you on the first day of school?
Yeah.
Insecure, losing my
Absolutely.
confidence, and not
Mhm.
feeling like a part of the classroom, not part of my peers. And that emotional state can impact a kid for the whole school year. It could bring down their grades and their potential.
We had 12 children go through our house, and it was always a huge day when they first go back to school. Because for me, it was a matter of self esteem. Take yourself back, right? Do you remember? First day of school, no matter what grade, right? It affected your self esteem to be prepared, to be ready, and I seen that in my children. I always wanted to make, if no other day was special, I wanted to make that day special, right? They start out with self esteem, and then they start to learn who they are.
Mm-hmm.
It's amazing how much things have just continued to change. I mean, it used to be back in the day, you showed up at school, you needed to have your box of crayons, you needed to have some pencils, maybe a pencil sharpener, you had to have some erasers, and you had to have a couple of notebooks to take notes in. Um, and the reality is nowadays kids need more in order to get the learning in that they need to do. A lot of kids receive computers that they have to use as part of their schoolwork, but they need things like headphones that allow them to be able to hear what is going on better, to be able to talk into a little microphone that comes with it. They need things like jump drives in order to save their schoolwork
Absolutely.
and move it back and forth between different computers. All of these things are things that they don't cost a lot. I mean, you can go in and buy a jump drive, a little thumb drive. Like I think a gigabyte you can get for almost $10 now, which is just amazing when you think about
Really?
it, because it used to be
Yeah.
way more than that.
It was
Absolutely.
expensive back then.
hmm
Wow.
and just those little things. It doesn't cost a lot, but it means so much for these kids that are going to school for all of the things that they need. It lets them be, lets them feel normalized. It lets them feel like this is a normal thing rather than this is just like the most hectic and most scary thing in the world, going and not knowing if you'll have everything that you need.
Times have changed.
They really have.
Times have changed.
One of the other things I often hear from people when we're talking about school supplies is say, well, the school has all these supplies for the kids. They'll just get the school supplies out of the school closets and the kids will be taken care of. But really, that's kind of pushing the buck on somebody else, isn't it?
Absolutely.
It really is.
I mean, you may say, well, my taxes go to pay for all this stuff. Well, The reality is that if you look at any of these school lists that you can get at the different places where the school lists are put out, they have your section which is everything that you need to get for your kid, and then they have another section which is stuff that we wish you would donate in order to refill those supply cabinets, because we we can't keep expecting other people to provide for the kids that are in our community. We need to be making sure we're doing our part and making sure that we're making sure those closets are full, so that when kids come that maybe they missed out, maybe they slipped through, they still have that opportunity to receive those things.
Absolutely.
When I was in seminary, we did a prank week when one of our very last weeks in seminary, and it was very tame because there's a bunch of pastors in seminary. You may notice that I wear a uniform, and we have very specific things we're allowed to wear with uniforms. And one of the things we're not allowed to wear with our uniform is any kind of sock that is not just a plain black sock. So a bunch of us all put on special colored socks. They had team logos. They had logos from other things on them. Some of them were striped different colors. Some people wore their Christmas socks with their uniform. And, we wore those on a day when we were all going to be on the platform for a chapel service that was going to be in front of the whole school. And afterwards, we got called basically into the principal's office and told, all right, what you did was wrong. I'm laughing about it, but I have to punish you for it. And so our punishment in our training college, in our seminary, was we had to go and buy a Hallmark bag full of school supplies and give to a local school in the community. We laughed about it and we went and did it. But I will never forget how appreciative those teachers were when I walked in. It wasn't a huge bag. It was about yay wide, about yay tall. I mean, you could barely fit five subject notebooks in it. I mean, it was that small. And yet I walked in, and those teachers, they were over the moon because of how much good that was going to do for their students.
Yeah, my daughter is a teacher, and she has been a teacher for over 20 years. And one of the things that she tells me is that there always come a point in the school year where she have to supplement what's already been done, and she'll call me dad, right? You know, I need something, but not for myself, right? So, think about those teachers. Do you know a teacher? Speak to them, right? What you do is most appreciated and most definitely needed.
So, Sharon, where do people go if they want to donate school supplies for what we're doing for the kids in our community?
At your participating Zips dry cleaning location, and we have
All right.
all 19 locations listed on our website. And I hope by now you know our website by heart, because it is www.sa-md.org. We have a couple of days left, I think 3 or 4 more days, but that's still enough time to visit your Walmart, your Dollar Tree, whatever is nearby, to get a backpack. Crossing fingers for a backpack, because that's not something we normally get.
Right.
Some notebooks, some pencils, some crayons, erasers, just really simple supplies.
And just for old time's sake, I checked them out. Their backpacks on sale everywhere right now.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
Oh yeah.
That's great.
they got to clear that room and put all the Christmas stuff up,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
That's right.
I'm still buying food by the case and
Mhm.
still peeping at all the school supplies. It never ends.
It
Mhm.
never ends. So visit our website, www.sa-md.org, and visit your local Zips location. And on that note, thank you guys for watching, for supporting us, just for being a great friends to the Salvation Army. We love you guys.
I got one more little small thing, right? Why is it important to me? She had asked me about that, and I went to Proverbs 10:4. Idle hands make one poor, but diligent hands bring riches. This applied to the children. When I talk to my grandchildren and I tell them about school, I thank them first. And of course, they say, "Well, what are you thanking me for, Granddaddy?" I say, "Well, who followed you to school? Was your dad in there all day? Was your mother over top of you? Right? Who did the work? Who prepared you for your homework? I
Hmm.
say those are things that you do yourself. So I need to thank you. I think we need to remind the children, right, sometimes that they are important
They are.
and that we expect them to do their best. So if you expect a child to do their best, then do the best you can to prepare them for it.
Absolutely.
Proverbs 10:4.
And that's the best piece of scripture for back to school. And on that note, thank you all and have a great week.
Amen.